Hello and welcome. So in GBP/JPY, the hourly candles have closed. We have closed at 164.600 area. If we look closely, the previous one, two, three candles have closed at same area. So basically, I am just waiting for execution on next candle in GBP/JPY and in gold. We are waiting for prices to either break above 1727 area or break below 1721 area. For now, we are just waiting. Usually, whenever prices candle starts to close like this, we have low of one candle in here, we have low of another candle in here, and we have close of third H1 candle in here. Usually when that happens, price do retrace in opposite direction. Like we closed in here for two times, and for third time we broke above the high of previous candles and then closed back in this range. So I am anticipating a bearish move, but if I want to execute, I want some conditions to be fulfilled, and only then I will execute. For now we are just waiting for candles to close. If we look at this candle, M15 candle, this M15 candle broke below the low in first 1 minute, and now it is moving back inside the range. For a general rule, whenever we break outside of the range in first 1 or 2 minutes of candle starting, then that breakout is usually a fake one. So we need to avoid that breakout, because breakout in first 1 or 2 minutes is usually not good. We are just waiting in gold and in GBP JPY. I can see some sort of volume is present in GBP JPY and in gold, although we are moving up, but the volume is lagging in my opinion. So I will focus in GBP JPY more, I will say. We are waiting for candle to close in GBP JPY. I'm waiting for this candle to close. Alright, candles have now closed in GBP JPY. This is a good sign because if we look at M30, we basically have created an upper wick. But the rule of thumb is we want at least one. We will wait for 15 more minutes for current 15-minute candle to close, and then we will execute. I will basically do an early execution in GBP JPY on demo account. Stops is around 19 pips. However, better entry will appear on next 30-minute candle. We are just waiting. The candles are moving down, which is a good thing for our execution on next M30 candle, but we need to wait. In gold, we are breaking above 1727 area. We are just waiting for better execution in gold and in GBP JPY. Although we have broken below this minor support at 164.600 area, there is volume in markets, but the whole problem is we have another rejection area almost 18 pips away, so it is in our best interest to just wait for better execution. In gold, we are resting at 1727 area. We need to break above this area to potentially keep pushing up. And in gold, we are just waiting because it is very tricky to trade at this point. We are basically chopping before big event for this week, which is on tomorrow, and that will pretty much describe the direction of market for the week. For now, we don't know where prices can move in gold, but FOMC will be the mover for the week. So we are just waiting. There is probability we will get some good trades. We are just waiting. Candles are about to close in 4 minutes and we are waiting for candle to close. The candle has flipped all the way bullish by rejecting from 164.400, which is, if we look left, which is also an area of concern, which is a good, which is not a good sign for our potential shorts that we were anticipating. However, we will see how current 15-minute candle will close. Waiting in gold and in GBP JPY, although London session has opened almost 28 minutes ago, but still there is little to no volume. I can see some sort of volume in GBP JPY and there is probability we will get some trades in 1 more hour. candles are about to close in 10 more seconds. So the candle has closed, M30 candle has closed a bullish candle, which is not a good sign, and which is not a good sign for sells, because we have a big body volume candle which indicates that we can potentially move down. But once this M30 candle has closed a bullish candle, the it basically indicates that bearish volume is dying. We can continue pushing down, but the probability of pushing down is very low at this point. So there are no shorts at this point. We are just waiting. We can get some good trades in next hour, else we will just avoid trading today. In gold, the previous 15-minute candle has closed with no information. It was just a time wasting candle. It didn't break above the wicks to the left, and it basically did another market did nothing for past 15 minutes. And yes, even buys at this point in gold is very risky, because we want some sort of support or resistance formation so that we can place our stop loss, so that we can have a tight stop loss, and we can manage risk if things go against us. But at this point, let's say if we execute at this point, our stops will be around 39-40 pips. So it is better to avoid trade in gold at this point unless we have some sort of support or resistance formation. So however, there is probability that we can find some good trades in GBP/JPY. For that, we need to wait for at least 15 more minutes. I am waiting for current 15-minute candle to close, and then maybe we can have some trade. But for now, it is very risky to execute on, because we have only one M30 candle closing bullish, and if we consider this thing a fake out, there is probability we can keep pushing up. We are just waiting. Just waiting at this point. We were able to avoid some bad trades today and yesterday just by patience and just by waiting. So trading is basically a game of patience and discipline. So that is the motive of our channel also. We will wait patiently for our trade. In my opinion, there are only two things that we can do in forex trading. The number one thing is patience and discipline, and the number two thing is risk management. There is nothing else that we can control in markets as a retailer. So, risk management and patience and discipline. Everything else will take care of itself. We need to take care of our discipline, patience, and risk management. We are waiting for current 15-minute candle to close. Nothing in gold. We are just at 1727 area, although we are breaking below the low of previous 15-minute candle, but one bearish candle in after so many bullish candle doesn't means a short. So we are waiting in GBP JPY. I am waiting for current 15-minute candle to close. Let's see how this candle will close and we may execute on next candle. Waiting in GJ, waiting in gold. We are just waiting for candle to close. Candles have now closed. Alright, we will execute a position once this candle wicks low first and starts to break its own high. Yeah, at this point I have placed my buy stops. My stop loss will be around 13 pips, and I am ready to manage my position if things go against me. Let's see what this candle will do. At the same time, I don't want current 15-minute candle to break below the low of previous 15-minute candle. This buy trade is only valid for current 15-minute candle. If the current 15-minute candle don't pick our buy stop, then just remove our buy stop and go with our day. We want our buy stops to be active in 10 more minutes, else this buy trade will be invalid. If we look at gold, gold is pretty much a choppy market because we usually witness a very high volume in gold in London session, but for past 2 days that isn't happening. This is because of high impact news. 7 more minutes left in current 15-minute candle to close. Let's see how the current 15-minute candle will close. From the past 2 days, market is just testing the full limits of our patience, but they don't know that we are highly disciplined and highly patient. So this doesn't bother us at all. We have broken below the low of previous 15-minute candle, and I am waiting for 4 more minutes. If we didn't activate our buy stops, I will just remove it. No reservation on this buy stops, and I will probably end my live streams also, and I will see you guys later in New York session. We can find some trades in New York session, but it all depends. At this point, there are no buys and no sells. Sells at this point are also risky, and no buys because candles are bearish, no sells because we want better execution, and there is no better execution at this point because the current hourly candle wicked low first, and then it is about to close a slightly bullish candle. Buys at this point makes more sense because from previous four candles previous three candles just made a low at 164.600 on current 1 hour candle. We broke below that area, we closed back inside the range. It may be a fake out, and we anticipated, we basically placed a position based on our anticipation that if it is a fake out, we can potentially keep pushing up. But since that isn't happening, so we will remove our buy stops and go with our day. I will see you guys in New York session. There is probability we will get some trades in New York session. Hello guys. Alright, at this point I will just remove my buy stop, and you know what, I will execute a potential short in this trade, but I will wait for next candle. Hourly candle has closed with no information. 15-minute candle has closed, has basically broken below the low of previous 15-minute candle, but has closed near way around the lows, and I will execute a sell position by placing stops of around 16 pips, but I want current 15-minute candle to create an upper wick. Let's see if we can get an upper wick. Potential targets on this trade will be around 14 pips. candle is moving down in first 1 minute, which is not a good sign. And I will just exit my live stream at this point, and I will see you guys later in New York session.